My name is DeDe Weedykind. I often just go by DeDe. My real name is Deborah Weedykind, but I took DeDe on as a shortened version because it's my nickname and nobody could spell Deborah Weedykind. But it's DeDeWedekind. And the kind of music that I do is kind of eclectic. It's very different. I do a lot of different styles. I write a lot of different things, and I don't really write genre-specific music, but you could say that I'm Southern roots music with a touch of Americana. I do folk, country, pop, and a little bit of rock and roll. I do it all, and I just write what inspires me. So it's not really like I sit down and go, oh, I need to write a country song. So, I think of the lyrics and write the melody. It just kind of flows through me, and I write what I feel inspired to write. Okay, so I first became interested in music when I was like 3 years old. My father was a choir director at a church in Texas, and I have 6 brothers and sisters, and every single one of my brothers and sisters is extremely musical. So I think that there's some kind of music connection going on in our family somewhere. I have a lot of aunts and uncles that play instruments or sing or play by ear, and they play all different things. And so I learned piano at an early age. I've always been a singer. We are that family that did the road trips that were singing show tunes in like 5 or 6 part harmony down the road. So it's kind of funny when you're raised in that environment and you have a lot of family that also sings harmonies. You kind of pick it up. It's something I think that's in the genes, and it's something that compels you to do music. It's not anything that you can say, oh, I'm just going to walk away from that. It's something that's a part of you, and that's how it is with me. Okay, so I started performing when I was really young, and I guess in church, and the first time I had a big solo, I opened my mouth and nothing came out. It was like I was trying to sing in my mind. I was singing, but in reality I wasn't. So it was very embarrassing. And somebody came up and said, I guess your mic wasn't on. I was like, yeah, that's it. My mic wasn't on. So I did seriously start performing when I got to college. I started to major in music, and so I did some opera and more like classical. I'm classically trained in piano and in voice. So I started out actually in that, which is kind of different because now I'm doing more like the pop and that kind of country kind of feel stuff. So for me, music it's just in my blood, and no matter what I'm doing, I do love to do music. So any kind of music is good for me, and I've definitely gone more to away from the classical and more to the pop music, popular country, pop rock, that kind of stuff. And I guess you could say that what I do is I take music and it just kind of comes to me. I've always been a singer, but I haven't always been a songwriter. I love to write, and I love to write like poetry and stuff like that. And I love to write articles, but I never really was a writer. About 7 years ago, music started just kind of coming to me. I started singing it around the house and just kind of humming things. And then I realized soon after that these were songs that nobody else was really doing. These were songs that were coming from inside of me. So I figured out that maybe there's something going on. And I went to my husband and I said, what do you think? And he said, I think you need to go back to school. So I have a marketing degree, and I was in the business world, and I went back to school and I got my music degree. And I think what is really important for me is that I started out writing one thing, and I ended up writing something completely different. I started out arranging music and writing kind of like beautiful music. I wanted to be like the female Michael Bublé and just have this gorgeous, music and things people would say, oh, what a great voice. And that really wasn't me. I decided that I was going to start writing what really came to me and singing with a lot more feeling and a lot more passion. So right now, the songs that I'm writing are much more real. It's not just arranging other people's music. It's actually writing with other songwriters, great songwriters like Don Cook, and other people that are just fantastic, and learning how to just say what I want to say in my songs and not say what is expected of me to say, writing things that are from my heart. Well, you can find my music pretty much all over the web, but with the name kind of change and the shortened name of just DeDe, you can go to dedemusic.com. It's DeDe, then the # music.com. That's my main website, and you can find photos, videos, a blog. It's linked to my blog. There's updated news. You can join my fan club and get a free download of Stronger, the song I was just talking about. And you can also order music there, and there's links to like iTunes, Apple, Amazon.com, CD Baby, and where you can get my music as well. And you can also just do a search on DeDe Weedikind, and it's WeDeKind, DeDe Weedikind. I'm on Reverb Nation at DeborahWeedikind.com. You can hear all my music there and download just like an album or a song there, as well as Amazon. I have all my albums, CDs on Amazon, and so you can find my music pretty much anywhere. You just have to know how to look for it. So it can be complicated, it can be challenging, because when I started out as DeDe like 3 years ago and went through the change of name, there was only like 2 DeDes, and now there's like 200,000 million DeDe. So you have to type in DeDe Weedikind or DeDe Music to find me. DeDe-Music is my website. Okay, I have a new album called Dream of You, and as I kind of had talked about, it's a story album, so it's really unique, and it has 9 songs, and it's not like a blow-by-blow account of my life or anything like that, but what it is a story about how I felt at each stage in that album. Like the first song is Dream of You, and it's about being young and dreaming about your future, dreaming about your past, and kind of trying to grow up and figure out who you are. Then the next song is Leaning on Heaven, and that's like you're now in your youth, you're wild, you're having a good time, you're just having a good time learning how to love, but you're not there yet. You haven't really figured things out yet. And then the next song is about getting, shall we say, like screwed royally and completely by somebody that's taken advantage of you, and it's called Sell Me Out. And that one, I think everybody can relate to, maybe not the exact things that have happened to me, but they can relate to all these things that have happened. The next song is Stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You make it through, and now you're looking to the future. And then the next song, I find love, and love lives on. I found out the real meaning of love. Then Today I Marry My Friend. I get married, and I find true love. And there's a really cool jazz song called Recipe of Love, and that's about like, it's basically about sex. Things that are really sexy, and it's about cooking, and it uses like little references. So it's kind of a fun Latin jazz song, which is also Southern roots music, because jazz is from the South, right? And I've listened to a lot of jazz in my life. And then the last song is my unsung hero, which is pure country, and that's about my husband. It's also about the troops, but it's a dedication to anybody that's your hero, that's going to be there to carry you through and help you through the dark times, the darkest night. So that's kind of the album, and it's just about the feelings that I had along the way. And the 3 albums that are on the radio now that you can request or that you can also purchase online are going to be Prime of Life, which I've talked about, Dream of You, which is one of my favorite songs from the album as well, and then Love Lives On is on inspirational radio as well.